do you smell good?
As I slowly start sifting seeds this way and going, yo, it's still good. We're good there.
Welcome back, guys. Thanks for joining us. Ignore our crazy conversations. We're usually in one.
Yes, by all means.
We are going to continue our discussion on love spells. Now, this is the practical portion of what we were talking about. So I've brought some tools.
Yes.
One thing to remember is you don't actually need tools to affect change. A witch's strongest tool is her intention, or his intention, or their intention, depending on how you self-identify. Yes. Your intentions are your strongest tool.
Yes.
Sometimes visual aids help you focus your intention. So that being said, we brought along some stuffs. Everybody likes stuff. You don't have to have the stuffs. Sometimes it's enough to do a simple thought or an affirmation or a reminder.
Yes.
But when you're doing a love spell, the only kind of love spell I ascribe to, or
self-love,
Jonathan ascribes to, is self-love. So that's the only one we're willing to teach.
Right?
Just saying.
Because to me the big thing is, and I do not care who you are, where you are, this one line is the greatest line in the world. Consent is sexy. Straight up.
Consent is key. Depending on what you believe or who you are, in my personal opinion, no one has the right to violate another person's free will.
Yes.
In all things.
Yes.
So a conversation requires 2 willing participants at minimum.
Yes.
And
the voices in your head do not count. Well, maybe they do if you're talking to yourself.
They super count. Or you're talking to spirit or guides or...
Yes.
Like, I mean, it could go.
Okay.
Anyways. So some of the equipment we brought today, straight in from the actual shop of the QL, 2323 South Pine Street, Spartanburg, South Carolina, 29303.
No, 29302.
I was so close. I almost had it memorized.
She got the number off the wall. She filled it in.
I failed. I just super failed. It's okay. So, I brought in some stones to just show ya.
Rocks.
When you're building a spell, a recipe, a how-to, a visual confirmation of what you're doing with your intention, they can be great. They can be nice. They can be necessary depending on your feeling. In my practice, I use little gossamer bags. You can see through, the elements can get to them if you dip them in water, if you dip them in sun, wind, air. For me, it's enough of a boundary to hold the things in place, but not enough of a boundary to block out nature's elements and the will of the gods or the will of the guides or the will of my highest good. So that's where I always start, with the gossamer bag. Now, I've got some stones here, like this desert rose. It boosts self-confidence. So if you were doing a love spell, falling in love with yourself requires self-confidence. Hey, I know that I am worthy of love. Yeah, that's a self-confidence thing. Feeling like you're worthy of being loved. Throw that in the bag.
Booyah.
We've got some teeny tiny black tourmaline. Black tourmaline's for protection. Black tourmaline releases fear. In this case, so I wrote it down. I'll add it in the comments or whatever. But I wrote it down. What the guides told me would be the perfect self-love spell for me. Whatever this looks like for you is absolutely equally valid. But here's what I started with. I got black tourmaline to release fear. I've got the desert rose to boost self-confidence. I have sulfur quartz to reignite inner emotions. So I'm focusing that stuff inside of me.
Remember, intention is everything.
Intention is everything. We've got citrine for joy. It's just not quite clear, a little yellow like lemon juice. Not fake lemon juice, not like lemonade, but like actual juice from a lemon, mostly
Like
translucent with just kind of a hint of yellow. That's where we're at. Because joy is where love lives. We've got honey crapola.
Honey crapola, very valid. Also very valid.
Not that. This is green calcite for balance, release, and healing. The only reason you would ever not love yourself is because you've taken on wounds or pain that you've got to let go of. Insecurities that are built from when you created your whole shadow self. You're not going to use a single stone in a single ritual to undo a lifetime of shadow building, but this stone added to this spell will help me to release where I have held on to things that keep me out of balance, right? Shiva stone it's just a little tiny stone that's kind of shaped like an egg. A Shiva stone because I want the balance between that divine masculine and the divine feminine. For me, I honor both sides of myself, right?
Hairs are optional, but not necessary.
Is there a hair? Hair is optional, but not necessary.
Yes, hair is optional, but not necessary.
So that's that personal accidental magic that we talked about.
Yes.
That personal element that goes into your spell work or your recipe for love, as you will. We've got euconite, which is for compassion, for healing, and for balance. Clearly, they were telling me I'm a little bit out of balance. Who'd have thunk it?
Oh, you know.
And green quartz for the heart chakra. Because I want to focus on healing my heart chakra. I want to focus on that emotional centerpiece. So I've put them all in the big bag of yay.
Yay! Dun dun dun.
So for me, I'm going to add some blue lotus for the wildness of love. I want to be wildly in love with myself. And what that would look like is, you know, when you're first in love with somebody, how you believe that basically the sun rises and sets off the crack of their ass and they're capable of anything.
Where you cannot get enough of them. You wake up every morning, the first thing you check your phone for is a message from them.
45-hour phone calls.
Yes.
Those things.
Those sorts of things.
I want to draw in the power of that first love because I'm working to fall in love with myself. No one else can give you what you don't give yourself.
Very true.
So I added it. Didn't do anything to it. I just added it. White chrysanthemum flowers for that freshness and renewal. So it actually looks like a flower. And I am adding it. Pumpkin seed to pull in the growth of the world, the growth of the planet, so that it pulls naturally.
So natural flora, fauna, those sorts of things.
Yes. Can you shut that door? Yes, natural flora and fauna, but I also don't want it to be like pow.
Fair enough. You want it to be a gradual as opposed to a huzzah! Okay, fair enough.
I don't want to be like Cupid shot me in the fucking ass with a bullet. I want it to grow so that it stays. I want this love to sink its roots into my soul.
Right.
So that it stays and grows.
Where you love yourself from your head all the way down to the little crooked spot on your pinky toe.
Right. All of the things that you look in the mirror and you hate about yourself, like I look in the mirror and I'm like, oh, that could be better.
Yeah.
Oh, wrinkles, forehead wrinkles. I earned those.
These gray hairs of mine, you know, that good stuff.
This little tiny seed is going to remind me that I love that part about myself that earned these. The part about myself that is just my face. This is the skin and bones stretched over my brain, my soul.
Valid.
Can you do me a favor
What do you
and
need?
hand me those? Thank you. We've got helichrysum flowers, which are whole. Again, if you're noticing a color trend, we're going with the colors purple and yellow. The helichrysum will pull in that calm, that relax that I'm looking for in this spell. Now, you might use them for something else, and for you, they might be used in a multitude of ways. But when you're working with your guides will tell you what you need. Mine said helichrysum for that calm, that assurance, that quiet assurance. Like, that's
The
my
steady
partner.
self-confidence.
That's my partner. But my partner is me. So, hell yeah, that's my bitch. I'm my best bitch.
Who's your best bitch?
I'm the best bitch.
I'm the best bitch.
I like it.
And then I really like this stuff. This is the best stuff in the world. Love the smell of it. Lavender.
Lavender, fresh,
Very.
organically grown, ethically harvested, like everything that they sell here.
Yes.
But the smell is unbelievable.
Yes.
I
lavender.
am using about a palmful, and I'm throwing it in to mix. Now, one of the things about lavender is that it's tiny. So it brings, again, the calm, and the purple color is going to pull in from my crown chakra and kind of pull it down my body. I'm not necessarily using it because it's lavender and everybody knows lavender is for calm and for peace. I'm using it because lavender is a strong scent, so it kind of overwhelms everything and draws it together, kind of like a base. If you were making a pasta sauce, that would be the tomato. And when you put it into the bag, spell, recipe, whatever,
Yeah.
if you'll see, it kind of slides in between everything else to
It's
fill all
like
those blank spaces.
Sand, right? So if you have a jar of shells, rocks, whatever, and you pour sand into it, the sand will find all the little crevices and fill it up. It's like an expanding foam. But in our case, it's lavender, and it works perfectly in filling in those little cracks to make it one true whole thing.
So that's what it looks like, guys. Just that hard. It's that hard to build a self-love
It
spell.
is.
You seal it. Hey, I want everything in this bag to work together for my highest good. The point of all of this is for me to love myself the way that I would want to love the love of my life. I want to give myself that same grace, that same attention, that same affection, that same delight. I'd like to be in love with myself. Not from a narcissistic ego portion, but from a I am absolutely enough portion.
I am enough. I am worthy. I
When
am
you-
enough as I am.
When you change your vibration, you begin drawing to you that which vibration matches. So if you've been traditionally unlucky in love, I would take a look at your self-talk. What does it sound like when you talk to yourself? God, you just can't fucking do it right, can you? Fucked up again.
Get out of my head.
Get out of my own head. Those
Get out
are
of
my
my
own.
Get out of
But
my head.
I want to manifest self-love. Would I ever say that to somebody I was in love with?
Hell no, I would not.
You just couldn't even imagine it.
No, I couldn't.
You'd be like, I just love the sound of your voice. I love it enough that I'll spend 6 hours on the phone just listening to you say whatever. You could read me the phone book and I'd still listen. That's the kind of love I'm looking for myself. So I put it in this jar. I ask my guides to make sure that I don't come from a place of ego. I want to make sure this aligns with my highest good. And then for me, what this will look like is I'll either wear it on my body, nice and close, or you can put it in your pillow. You can put it in your purse. You can dunk it in your bath with you, depending on what stones you use. Not all stones are water friendly. So be careful. Do a little bit of research and really feel your way through this. It's all about the person who's right, and the person who's right for what it's going to take for you to love you is you.
Exactly.
So we can post a couple of different ways other people have put together love spells, which are just love bags. There are little kits. Where's the little bath kit? Oops, we moved it over here.
I was gonna say, I've got it.
Your local metaphysical shop will probably have done all of the heavy lifting for you, but it's not as tailored to you as you would want it to be. So it's going to be a jar. It's going to have some white salt. It's going to have the right colored candle. It's going to have a stone of some sort. Generally, if it's a love spell, the generic go-to is our beautiful friend, the rose quartz.
She's beautiful.
She's pretty, right? Rose quartz is that generic love that you feel for everything. Now, the big sister to rose quartz is pink tourmaline. Grab me that matrix.
Is this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Hold it up so they can see.
As you can tell, I was
This
not
one's
now.
a matrix stone, so you're going to see the stone that you're looking for, those pink lines, encapsulated, in this case, in clear quartz, white quartz crystal.
It's powerful.
It's beautiful. It feels like a best friend hug when you hold it.
It really does.
So that's what that can be used for. And then you just take this and put it where you'll see it, where it'll focus for you. Other things that I've personally used is I've used honey. I would dump 2 teaspoons full of honey in this.
Because I'm sweet on myself.
To sweeten the way that I speak to myself, to make it feel sweeter, to also bind it. Honey's a great natural binder. You can bind everything kind of in place with that honey. Yeah. What else could you do? Dunk it in water and freeze it.
Yes.
You wouldn't want to do that in this case, but you could do all kinds of stuff. There's no wrong way to get started on the path of loving yourself. Guys, feel free to hit us up with any questions, need some clarification.
Yes.
I'll walk through what does your love spell look like. I don't have a problem with that. Let us know. That being said, I hope you love yourself the way that we love you. I hope you love yourself way more than we love you, because it's that basic friend love. You deserve to be wild.
Love from the bottom to the top. It's that deep love. Love thyself.
I want you to be wildly in love with yourself, because you are magic. You are sovereign. You are stardust wrapped. You're a miracle wrapped up in a meat suit.
Yeah.
That's fucking amazing. Have a great day, guys.
Bye, guys. Pumpkin seeds.
Pumpkin seeds.
Pumpkin seeds.
I wouldn't have thought pumpkin seeds, but they just jumped up, and I was like, okay,
Pumpkin
whatever.
seeds it is. I wouldn't have thought pumpkin seeds either. This was not what I was thinking.
But to do that natural pull, it worked for me.
Valid.